Hello, readers, and thank you for coming to another vocabulary lesson. Our lesson this week is from MyView Literacy, Unit 1, Lesson 5 for 4th grade. Our story this week is Barbed Wire Baseball. For our vocabulary this week, we're going to use our same routine that we've been doing. We're going to go over the word, the definition from the book, a sentence to clarify, a sentence from the book, some synonyms, antonyms, and then a question to think about with that word, and of course a picture to illustrate it. With all that said, let's get started. Our first word this week is descent. And for this text, the word descent means the family background or national origin of a person. You use descent to talk about a person's family background. From the text, the United States was at war with Japan, and 120,000 Americans of Japanese descent who lived on the West Coast were forced into internment camps, most in the desert. Some synonyms were ancestry, heritage, origin, and roots. I really couldn't find any good antonyms for that. So, what do you think? How can a person's descent impact things they like and dislike? Now, at this point, you can pause the video, think about it, or talk about it with your partner or group. Our next word is internment. Internment is, according to the book, related to confinement, as if in a prison, often during a war. Internment is the practice of putting people in prison for political reasons. From the text, the United States was at war with Japan, and 120,000 Americans of Japanese descent who lived on the West Coast were forced into internment camps, most in the desert. Some synonyms for internment, words that mean the same, would be imprisonment, detention, captivity, or confinement. Some antonyms, words that mean the opposite, would be freedom, emancipation, independence, or release. What do you think? How do you think the experience of internment might affect someone's feelings about their freedom and their home? You can pause the video here to think about it or talk about it with your partner or group. Our next word is desolate. According to the text, it means empty, lonely, and unhappy. A desolate place is empty of people and lacking in comfort. From the text, and they were talking about where they were in their internment camp, they said, here in the desolate middle of nowhere. Some synonyms: empty, lonely, isolated, barren. Some antonyms: crowded, lively, cheerful, populated. What do you think? How would you feel if you found yourself in a desolate place with no one around? And what would you do to make the environment feel less lonely? Again, you may pause the video here to think about it or talk about it with your partner or group. Our next word is diverted. Diverted means changed the direction of. To divert vehicles or travelers means to make them follow a different route or go to a different destination than they originally intended. You can also say that someone or something diverts from a particular route or to a particular place. From the text, he diverted an irrigation line to the field and flooded it with water. Some synonyms would be redirected, shifted, turned, or changed. Some antonyms would be focused, maintained, continued, kept. What do you think? Have you ever had your attention diverted by something unexpected? What happened? And how did you get back on track? Again, you may pause the video here. And finally, we have the word spectators. According to the text, spectators are people who watch an event. A spectator is someone who watches something, like a sports event or a concert. From the text, what about the spectators, the fans? Zinni asked. Where will they go? And our synonyms for spectators would be viewers, observers, audience, watchers. And our antonyms would be participants, performers, players, or contestants. What do you think? Compare how you think the spectators at a baseball game feel when their favorite team wins versus when they lose. And you may pause the video here. That was our last word for the week. Thank you for staying to the end. Until next time, happy reading.